Peace and welcome to Oddly Familiar. Today we will be focusing on the legend himself and some of the games he inspired. It may be a character, an outfit, a stage, or just the overall game itself. I am pretty sure every gamer can think of at least a few right away. So we put 10 of those together and we present them to you now. Welcome to Oddly Familiar episode 45. Number 10. Kung Fu. So like a lot of our submissions today, the character was inspired by multiple sources. Most notably, his physical appearance is similar to Jackie Chan. The character is based off Jackie's role in the movie Wheels on Meals, in Japan known as Spartan X. The game has different names as well, including Kung Fu, Kung Fu Master, and of course, Spartan X. When we look a little bit closer, the game itself has nothing to do with the movie Spartan X, but actually resembles Bruce Lee's unfinished movie Game of Death. In the movie, to sum it up quickly, there is a 5-level pagoda and each floor has a different challenge. At the base of the pagoda they fight 10 people, all black belts in karate. While inside the pagoda, they encounter a different opponent on each floor, each more challenging than the last. However, nobody knows exactly what they were protecting on the 5th floor, as nothing was ever identified in any of the surviving material. I would guess a family member, or perhaps a girlfriend. Now when you talk about Kung Fu, you start at the bottom of the pagoda. There are 5 levels, each more challenging than the last, and each with their own boss. And you do all this to rescue your girlfriend from the evil Mr.X. Pretty much the exact same as Game of Death. Thomas, the star of the video game Kung Fu, behaves more like Bruce Lee. He has the same sounds as Bruce, and he even has a 1-frame punch, which is a lot like the 1-inch punch. Number 9. Ready to Rumble Boxing. Jet Iron Chin. Our number 9 slot comes from the 1999 video game, Ready to Rumble Boxing. Released on a few different consoles, this boxing game is full of tropes and parodies. For example, Jet Chin, the Far East Beast. Yes, he shares his first name with Jet Li, and his last name is close to that of Jackie Chan. Plus, with his history of being a former stunt double for a famous Asian movie star, you may think of Jackie again. But let me remind you, Jackie is his own stuntman. A lot like our previous entry, his name, his looks, and his mannerisms were all influenced by multiple people. All of his sound effects have that Bruce Lee vibe, from those high-pitched screams to his fast fighting style and the rapid-fire punches of his Rumble Flurry. Jet Chin is from Taipei, Taiwan, and that is different than Bruce Lee, who was actually born in San Francisco, Chinatown, California, the same place Egg Shen drives his tour bus. Looking at some of the stats, Jet Chin is listed at 5'8" and weighs in at 148 pounds, while Bruce Lee is also 5'8", but yet weighs 141 pounds. Number 8. Chin Wo from Eternal Champions. Challenge from the Dark Side. Coming from the 1995 Sega CD game, this is considered a semi-sequel to the Sega Genesis game, and was part 2 in a proposed trilogy, with a third game never being developed. This game adds 13 new playable characters over the original, with 9 of them being hidden, and one of those new hidden characters is Chin-Wo. One cool thing about Eternal Champions is the fact all of the fighters come from different eras. Chin-Wo happens to come from the year 1815. He was an acupuncturist from China, and in one move, you can watch him throw acupuncture needles at his opponent. He was one of the best fighters in the country, but he spent most of his time healing. This character was planned for the first Eternal Champions game, but he went unused due to memory limitations. This entry is an easy one to see. You might notice it as soon as you see his thumbnail. He has a Bruce Lee look. Once you start to play the game, you will notice his yellow pants, a little bit similar to Bruce Lee's yellow tracksuit that he wears in Game of Death. But Chin-Wo uses monkey-style kung fu. That is definitely different than Bruce and his Jeet Kune Do. Number 7. D.D.Crew End Stage Boss. So we have been playing a bit of D.D.Crew lately, and I'm about to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I do not recommend this game. Your attacks will only hit one opponent at a time, so the other guys walk up and will be immune to damage if you are engaged. On top of that, there is no invincibility time after you get knocked down, so they surround you and just start attacking, and more often than not, you will stand up right into an attack. Some of the bosses can kill you in 2 hits, so you get knocked down once, they hover over you, smack you again, and that life is gone. I just beat the game, it took about an hour and I captured the whole thing, so thankfully, I never have to play it again. With that being said, there is a boss inspired by Bruce Lee. His name is never stated in the game and there are no credits when you beat it. But his face is a very close match. He looks pretty much exactly like Bruce Lee. The boss in the game may be a little bit tall. Bruce Lee stood 5'8", and the character in the game looks taller. But besides that, it's hard to deny the influence. Number 6. Kim Dragon from World Heroes. In at number 6, we have Kim Dragon. He is a martial artist and his childhood dream was to become a movie star. Born in China, standing 5'5", he is 3 inches shorter than Bruce Lee. And he is half Korean, while Bruce Lee was Chinese American. One thing they share, however, is their birthday. Both of them were born on November 27th of 1940. Accused of lacking real skill, Kim Dragon responded to the call when invited to fight in the World Heroes tournament. Afterwards, he did become a famous movie star, and another reference to Bruce Lee would be when Dragon mentions one of the movies he stars in, named Enter the Gecko, after Bruce Lee's movie, Enter the Dragon. World Heroes was first released in 1992, making him one of the first video game characters to be an homage to the actor, but definitely not the first. Number 5 and number 4, we have a double whammy. First up is Fling Long Chop from Bruno's Boxing. Released in 1985, in this game you play as British boxer Frank Bruno. During the game, you might recognize a familiar face, one that looks similar to Bruce Lee, as well as our next entry. The second part of this double whammy, Dragon Chan of the arcade game, Super Punch-Out! Released in 1984, 1 year before Frank Bruno's boxing. This game features a boxer by the name of Dragon Chan. He may have the same last name as Jackie, but his physical attributes resemble that of Bruce. Frank Bruno's boxing used many elements of Dragon Chan, and not just limited to his looks. He even has some of the same moves. And one funny part about all of this, both of these games are supposed to be boxing games, but they allow kicks. Fling Long Chop and Dragon Chan will both attempt to kick you in the face, in the middle of a boxing match. You can also find Dragon Chan in the Super Nintendo version titled Super Punch-Out! Because everything on the console needed to be super. Number 3, Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Liu Kang was originally going to be a traditional monk in robes named Minamoto Yoshitsune. But John Tobias, the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, stated that the team could not deal with the name, plus the fact that monks are bald, and the actor, Ho Sung Pak, playing Liu Kang, refused to shave his head. So in the first game, Liu Kang was modeled after Bruce Lee as he had short hair and went shirtless, with an outfit of only black pants and white shoes. He has the same physical look and even makes some of the same high-pitched screams that Bruce Lee is known for. His physical resemblance has decreased as the series continues on. In Mortal Kombat 3, his hair was considerably longer. And later on in Mortal Kombat Deception, he returned from the dead as Zombie Liu Kang. I believe he deserves a spot in the top 3, as he is one of the most well-known Bruce Lee clones in gaming.
Fight!
Number 2, Martial Law and Forest Law from the Tekken franchise. So the Tekken series actually has 2 Bruce Lee clones, and you may not even notice. In Tekken 3, Forest Law made his debut and he replaced his father Martial Law. He may look a little bit younger in the thumbnail, but both of their names say Law, so some people may not have even realized they were 2 different people. Martial Law is a martial artist who owns a restaurant in San Francisco's Chinatown, the same place Bruce Lee was born. Both Law characters have the same verbal cues, and they have the same physical look. Martial Law even has a golden outfit similar to Bruce Lee's popular outfit in Game of Death. Martial Law received mixed critical and public reception when he debuted, and honestly, I don't know why. It seems all of the other Bruce Lee clones didn't receive the same critical response. However, I like Law, he is fun to play, and Tekken has a good mix of characters. So you might even end up in a match that would be Bruce Lee versus Jackie Chan. Number 1, Fei Long from the Street Fighter series. Not the first, but one of the most well-known Bruce Lee clones is Fei Long. Over the years, Capcom has compiled a nice blend of characters on their roster. The original Street Fighter II only had 8 selectable characters, and the first real expansion, besides making bosses playable, included Fei Long. Fei Long was introduced in 1993 when Super Street Fighter II was released. And of course, he is a martial artist and action movie star just like Bruce Lee. In the original English arcade game, Capcom pays tribute to Bruce by having Fei Long state, "There could never be another legend like the Great One and his son," a reference to Bruce Lee and his son Brandon Lee. His alternative costume in Street Fighter IV resembles Bruce Lee's outfit in Enter the Dragon. His other alternate costume is inspired by Bruce Lee when he played Kato in the Green Hornet TV series. Fei Long was given a new ultra combo in Street Fighter IV, the Gekirinken, which furthers the homage to Bruce Lee by performing a flurry of punches, and he ends it with a 1-inch punch. Overall, Fei Long isn't the first Bruce Lee clone, but Capcom does a good job paying homage and showing respect, so we placed him in our number 1 slot. So there definitely are many more characters that are inspired by Bruce Lee, so we will probably do a part 2 of this. If you feel we missed any good ones, or just any that we missed at all, feel free to let us know. We have kind of a long list, but some may just be background characters or may not play a big role in general, so we may not include them. Last but not least, huge shout out to all of our gold level patrons: Bearsona 11, Quantum X, Chris Hayes, Blank Mark, and Dimitri. We definitely appreciate it. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.